All right, hello everybody. Sorry for the delay. I was having some PC issues. Um, I don't know. My computer's just like cooked. Who knows what's going on? But anyway, hopefully we have a few people watching. I know it's a weird time in the afternoon. Gonna try and make sure I'm running predicts and everything like I normally do. Um, but yeah, we had a huge vote turnout this time around. I believe we had 43 votes, at least three from every team. NYNB and Skaven were slacking, and Rift Sharks is the only team that everyone voted. So that's cool, fun stuff. Bully your teammates for not voting if they didn't. Um, but yeah, we had a lot of unique players this time around. Lots of different people getting MVP votes and stuff. We had, funnily enough, 69 games played this season. So we have 69 game MVPs weighed in here, which is, kind of fun. Means that we had 13 game threes out of 28 series. But yeah, been a fun season. I feel like there's always an order in which we do it in, and every time we do this, like, people remind me of what the order was, but I don't remember what it is. Also, I know my mic is way too quiet. I'm gonna fix that real quick. So this should be better. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. But anyway, if anyone in chat wants to remind me of the order that we normally do these, I feel like there's oh, whoops. Surely I'm not leaking one of the awards. No one saw that. But yeah, I feel like maybe like best teammate and MVP are last or something, and then we do the all team in the middle, and maybe like MIP, sixth player, and or go first. But I don't know. Any input from chat, and I will just do what you tell me to do. I'm lazy. Don't want to come up with a way to do this on my own, but I'm not even sure if anyone's able to chat. It says we have 8 viewers, but I don't know. Okay. MIP, sixth player, and then the L team. Okay, sure. So we'll start with most improved this time around. I am going to open up the prediction. We had 6 candidates that we are considering on the admin team. I'm going to try my best to do these in alphabetical order. It may not work, but they are as follows. And as always, you can predict for all of these. And for the lanes and 6th player, we're just going to do the first place winner, even though I'll announce 6th player or the second team also. But the 6 candidates for MIP are Alana, Eden, Lithi, Nishan, Noam, and Omar. So once the prediction is up, then I will reveal the results. I feel like all 6 of these players had a decent shout out. I feel like Alana's had a super solid season. It's been difficult to punish them consistently. In the mid lane, I feel like Eden's grown a lot as a support. Had a pretty good season last season, but has been more consistent this time. Lithi, there's a bit of a role swap involved there too, but she's been performing super solidly all season. Nishan, also a role swap player, but been doing fantastic up in the top lane this season. Noam, again, moving from jungle to ADC. A lot of these are role swap players. Has been performing really well the whole season. And Omar has just had some complete huge pop-off games that we just did not end up seeing from him last season. If I do not get any points spent on these predictions, I'm just not going to run them. But maybe people will vote more. We only had 10 channel points go down to Nishan this time. But anyway, without further ado, represented by Ari, the most improved player this season is actually Lithi. So congratulations to Lithi there. But yeah, as I was saying, kind of role swapped back to mid and has been performing on a lot more champions. A little bit tough with the series results for her team, but has been a shining star on that roster. I'm just going to do a 6th player first, and I'm going to do both of them. So the 5 candidates for 6th player here, I will spoil that the voting for this was kind of crazy. The first place player got 14 votes, and the second through fifth player were all between 9.5 and 8.5 votes, which is insane. I don't think we've had such a close battle for second place in any award category ever. Maybe this was kind of ridiculous. I was kind of watching as the last few votes came in, and it was just kind of shifting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. How do you get half a vote? That happens because you vote for the first team, and like your first choice and second choice is worth half. For MVP and teammate, the third choice is worth a quarter of a vote. But anyway, the 5 candidates here are Alec, Chris, Hero, Ribbons, and Vitus. So again, we're predicting for the first place option. I will reveal second place after all the predictions are in. I think there is a definite argument to make any of these 5 players the most deserving or second deserving 6th player. One clearly stood above the rest in terms of voting, but I do want to shout out everyone there. We have, I believe, 3 QC players kind of on their like B roster that people have been calling it, but I mean that roster is like pretty much just as good. So that's been really exciting. And then we have Vitus, who subbed in for a single series for Inferno and ended up playing super well. And then we have Chris, who's played most of the time on Rift Sharks. I feel like maybe it's only been 3 series, but I felt like it was 4, but just was not one of the starters and did not have enough games to qualify for any other roles, so was eligible. But I mean, I'm biased. I think Chris has been doing great. We still only have 1 predict coming through here. Oh no, we have 4 people all voting for the same person. Everyone voted for Hero, but gonna reveal the second place 6th player first, represented by Zeri. It is none other than Vitus. The one series that Vitus got in clearly was enough to solidify him as a solid 6th player in most people's minds. Very well deserved, very good ADC performance. I feel like I think I was the team that Vitus played against, and it felt even worse than playing into Teddy. So do have to shout out Vitus there. And the first place 6th player, represented by Lee Sin. You know who it is. It is Hero. Hero's absolutely slammed people this season. The Lee Sin's kind of like a must-ban champion, which is really tough on QC when there's already so many must-ban champions on that team. So yeah, congrats to Hero. Been really solid. Okay, so we're going to start with top lane. For the roles, there were... Okay, the top 5 for this lane are in alphabetical order: Blake, Korn, Dean, Nishan, and Scott Pilgrims. And I'm going to start the prediction here. I will say the top 3 for this category was very, very, very contested. The top 3 all received between 18 and 13 points. The 4th and 5th place and 6th place actually received 4.5, 4, and 3.5. So it was pretty clear this season who the top 3 top laners were. I feel like there's a pretty big drop off after that. I believe all 10 of the candidates did receive some level of votes, so congratulations to everybody. The ones not in the top 5 were Draco, Faye, Brian, Kamazotz, and Chow. And as our predictions are going away, I'm getting ready to reveal the second team All Scrims top laner. I might have leaked this one just a little bit earlier, but the second place, represented by Set, is going to be Nishan. Actually made a role swap to top lane this season and has been playing really well. I think not at the level of consistency that he is now earlier in the season, but has made like strides and bounds improving over the course of the season and is super annoying to play into. So congratulations to Nishan. And that means moving over to the first team, represented by Cho'Gath, we have Scott Pilgrims. It is I think, to quote my teammate, so annoying when an insanely good player has a tank in their hands because they're killing you and you can't kill them, and you're sitting there wondering how the hell does he do so much damage. And I feel like that describes pretty much every game of Scott Pilgrim's this season. Actually coming off the bench for this team and still had enough good performances to warrant the first team. A bit of a margin there. But yeah, well played to Scott Pilgrims. Yeah, I believe Scott had 8 games. Okay, moving over to Jungle. Again, this category, very clear top 3. But the margin between first and second here is absolutely absurd. And the 4th and 5th place are very much in the running, not as detached as they were in the top lane. Going through the candidates alphabetically, we have Albert, we have Drakkar, we have Jar, we have Mike, and we have Snow. I was like trying to figure out if M came before J there. Kind of stupid on my end. But anyway, a lot of these are junglers that we've seen in the server for so long. Blind Spiral and Jonah and Apari were the 3 that got snubbed from the top 5. Unfortunately, I want to shout them out too. I feel like we've had a really competitive jungle pool this season. But yeah, I want to just congratulate everyone. Been super fun. We've had a lot of kind of champ overlap. I feel like this is one of the first seasons where the metas in the jungle has been more defined by like the actual meta instead of just one tricks, which I think just shows the expansion of champion pool around a lot of people. Obviously, Drakkar and Snow, both huge Zed players, so that kind of skews it one way. We've seen a lot of Lee Sin, which has been super, super fun. I feel like that's really enhanced the jungle experience overall. But yeah, the battle between second and third here was separated by about 1.5 points, which is a pretty decent margin just looking at how the other ones have been, but definitely close between the two of them. But yeah, in second place, represented by Lee Sin, also, it is going to be Snow. For Snow, I was actually trying to figure out which champion to use. Hold on, I just got to make sure I hide this correct. He's had a lot of good performances, but how could I not make it be Lee Sin after the just insanely good game he had against 1T, where they were on the brink of almost just losing the game on their head. Insane Lee Sin kick play. Let's make sure. Yeah, Snow Silas was the other one. Has 2 wins on both of those champions. Performed pretty similarly on them. But anyway, the first team, which I think this margin is pretty much unprecedented. I think part of it is just the fact that we've had so many votes. But in second place, Snow had 10.5 votes. In first place, with 29.5 votes, it is going to be represented by Zed. That's going to be Drakkar. New to the server, has played so many sign-up games and team format games, been so active, and just had just insane carry performances in the jungle consistently through the season. Been a very scary player and definitely not who you want to be jungling against come playoffs. Definitely looking forward to seeing more from this guy. Hong, I am going to step in and correct you. Not everyone on that team voted for Drakkar first. This is coming from across the board. I do weigh the votes based on which team they're coming in from, just to make sure there isn't any insane voting bias. But yeah, actually looking at QC, they had 8 votes in, and 4 of them were for Mason. Oh wait, no, I'm in the wrong column. One of them was for Mason. The rest are from Drakkar, but that's pretty much consistent from how the rest of the teams are voting. But yeah, whoopsies, read the wrong column. But anyway, yeah, things are not crazily skewed. 8 votes for Mason would have been crazy. Yes, I agree. My bad. But yes, no, unfortunately, Mason not in the top here. But yes, congratulations to everyone who predicted Jakar. Moving over to mid lane, this one was very close between 1 and 2, and very close in a tie for third. Been exciting to watch that one come together. But for mid lane, the top 5 players in alphabetical order are going to be Fujer, Brewer, Omar, Rat, and Taxi. So let's start our predictions now. I believe mid lane was one of our smaller pools of possible players. I think tied with jungle with only 8 candidates. Everyone actually did receive a full points worth of voting this season, so want to make sure to shout out everybody. I was really not expecting the votes to pan out the way they did, so that's been pretty exciting. But yeah, out of these top 4, we have Fujer as a role swap candidate again, which has been really exciting. We've had Brewer, who's received, I think, first mid almost every season he's played, if not every season he's played, which has been really impressive. It depends on if you count the one where he just played a couple games or not. And then Omar has been playing super well, as mentioned in the MIP voting. I feel like he's had some crazy pop-off games. A Rat, new to the server, and it's played a bunch of Assassins, Yasuo, and a lot of Syndra, which has been super impressive. And words are not needed for Taxi. The man speaks for himself with his gameplay. But anyway, going on to second, represented by Aurora. That's going to be Brewer. So congratulations to Brewer. Got second here. Been a very consistent performer. Surprisingly, did not end up getting the top spot this year. I feel like that's been a kind of perennial award for him, but had a good season nonetheless. And that means that first is going to be represented by Syndra, also Brewer, because that's his champion. Just kidding. It is Rat, as many are predicting. Rat has actually had a better Syndra season than Brewer has. I think it's like 4-0 on the champion with like a 8 KDA or something, but had to make the joke just because it's Syndra. But yes, very well played by Rat this season. I wanted to make the champion Yasuo, but the stats do not lie, and I in fact had to do Syndra. But yeah, definitely same category as Drakkar here, where I want to see a lot more of Rat come playoffs. We've not gotten to see a terribly high amount of games from any out of Scott, Drakkar, and Rat. So excited to see what they're going to bring come playoffs in the clutch situations here. But a lot of channel points went down on Fuji here. Unfortunately, they're all going to go to the Rat voters. But yeah, pulling up to ADC, I feel like this is the most like tiered voting that we've actually seen. Pretty decent margin between 1 and 2 here, but everyone else was pretty well distributed. Seems like there's a pretty clear order to how people perceive these players. But the top 5 for this role are going to be Dave, Evan, Hongbaba, Kage, and Noam. But yeah, we have a role swap. We have a new player, and we have Dave, Evan, and Hong, who have been very consistent performers. Dave, more of a rookie, only been around for a couple seasons so far. And if you look at last season's awards, which my Discord is completely refusing to load for me, which is cool. I would tell you who got the awards last season. If anyone can say in chat, because this shit is not loading. Trying to restart my Discord here so I can push the narrative, but now I'm running out of time, so it's like kind of completely useless anyway. But Okay, it was Hongbaba and Dave got it last season, so this could be Evan's chance to. Okay, Noam's just lying to me. Awesome. So Teddy and Dave last season. So this is Evan's chance to try and come back, or some of the new top five to try and steal it. But anyway, second team is going to be represented by Smolder. That one's going to be Dave. Huge performer on a kind of lower place team. I feel like there's been a lot of arguments about Dave looking super good on a team that is not performing. But yeah, congratulations to Dave here. I feel like Bean deserves a shout out here. I feel like Brewer and a couple other people have been campaigning for more Bean recognition, done a lot to help Dave out, but Dave's performances have just been kind of immaculate this season. Unfortunately, not getting the results he wanted to, but is going to get this second team all Scrims slot, which I believe most of the teams have been represented in the awards at this point. I think just NYNB hasn't, unless I'm like tripping balls. But anyway, the first place team represented by Zeri again is going to be Hongbaba. So congratulations to him. More than doubled Dave's points. So congrats to Hong. Really popped off towards the end of the season. Has had some insane Zeri games. I think it was like 220 bombs in a row or something. Very justified. So congratulations to Hongbaba there. And whoever predicted Hong is coming away with like $1 bajillion. So congrats. Okay. And going to support, we have, again, a very, very tiered list of votes. So very confident in the order that our players have come up with. And the top 5 alphabetically are going to be Bean, Kai, Lelouch, PB, and Sam S. Chat is calling it for PB already, but we will have to see. A lot of people saying NYMB got scammed. I voted for Blake. Didn't matter, I guess, but I don't know. The top 3 for top was super close. But yeah, I think we have one new player here, and Sam kind of returning from retirement. So they're kind of challengers to the throne here. PB and Dad were the winners last season, so we'll see if PB is able to retain the throne. A lot of people seem to think that is what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be super cool for Sam and Lelouch to grab one of the spots. Not going to spoil what spot either of those two ended up in, but there were 3.5 points between those two. So that's pretty competitive considering the total margin from the top 5 was 16 points. So Sam and Lelouch ending up pretty close to each other, whichever you think is better. That's a huge nod to the person in second. But yeah, I guess submissions are closed. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the second team support, who represented by Leona is going to be Sam S. Comes out of retirement, and again, kind of similar to Dave, despite the team's record, has looked super good all season and very much deserves a spot on the second team here. And that means going to first, represented by Braum, it's going to be PB. Everyone in chat was right. I mean, we kind of knew that chat was going to be right here. Congratulations to PB. Is able to keep the throne this time. Very well played. Looking at both of these teams, they're absolutely terrifying. I would not want to deal with either of these. But yeah, congratulations to all the players involved. But yeah, I think we're going to head over to best teammate. I don't know. Personally, I think this award is the most important. I think there's a lot of competition in Scrim Zone, but I think what it really comes down to is having fun with people, and these are the players who have caused other people to have the most fun this season, and I think that's a really important thing to kind of celebrate. A lot of huge nods. I'm just gonna call out the 6th through 10th slots because I think they deserve some love too. We had Omar, Chris, Albert, Jacob, or I guess no, I read that wrong. Oh, I'm sorting by something else. That's my bad. Okay. PB, Kage, Jacob, Albert, and Chris are also up here for the voting, so I want to shout them out. And tied with them additionally are Bean, Kai, and Corn. So congrats to all those people. You are loved by the Scrim Zone community. Okay, and now I'm going to look at the right column and call out the correct people this time instead of switching halfway through. But the top 5 for best teammate are going to be Drakkar, Fujer, Gruer, Omar, and Vrat. So, minute to predict here. A lot of these people have just gotten a lot of games in and really just been super fun to hang out with. I think just getting to the top 5 is such an honor considering there's like no criteria for who can end up on this list. We've had 44 different people get votes in this category. So, you know, a lot of love to a lot of people. There is a pretty huge gap from first to second, though. I feel like everyone else is kind of clumped, which makes me happy. It means that the right person is going to get rewarded with this award. Just been the most fun to play with throughout the season and has made a lot of people have a very good time. Fujer saying he shouldn't win. Love for Blake and Chris in Twitch chat. A lot of Albert fans too. Yeah, Albert just narrowly missing the margin, but I'm going to reveal it. And represented by Aurora, it is, as some people predicted, going to be Gruer again. I think this award he has actually won every time. So congratulations to Gruer there. Definitely showing up, making sure a lot of people had a great time this season. And no one predicted Gruer in the predictions. So channel points back to sender, I guess. And now we are going over to the MVP votes. And it was very close this season. I'm going to need to filter by the proper MVP votes. This one was almost too close to call. Oh, shoot. I totally just sorted by the wrong thing. But we actually did have a definitive winner here. And yeah, I think the top 5 is probably not necessarily what most people would have predicted. Some kind of like honorable mentions to 6th through 10th again. I want to shout out. Hold on, let me do this in alphabetical order. I believe Hongbaba, Jar, Mike, Taxi, and Snow were 6th through 10th. So congratulations to those 5 players as well. But the top 5 for MVP in alphabetical order is going to be Drakkar, Gruer, Nishan, Omar, and Vrat. All of these players received 3 or more game MVPs, and each of them received 4.25 or higher MVP votes. The margin between the top 2 players came down to the tiebreaker of who received more first place votes, which is crazy. We do the runoff voting this time, but there was a tie. Okay, so reveal second first once the prediction is ended. I will do that. Okay, and it has expired, so I'm just gonna call him from fifth up because I think that's something I've done before. So, okay, Omar with 5.33% of the vote is our fifth place MVP. Fourth place, Nishan with 7.47% of total voting. Third place, Rat with 7.97% of total voting. So the top two was a tie between Drakkar and Gruer. And the tiebreaker has resulted in a Gruer MVP. Congratulations to him. Best teammate, MVP, and second team all scrims this season. Huge props to him there. A lot of awards for players stuck on the sixth place team. So congratulations to him. We will do our best to make him proud in playoffs. I'm just going to leave stream up for a couple minutes so y'all can look at it. I'm going to send this in the Hall of Fame channel for anyone that wants to look at it, but I do got to get going soon. So thank you to everyone who watched, and congratulations to everyone who won awards. I think we have representation from all 8 teams, I think just in the first and second team. But yeah, really fun stuff.